All right, a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, a handful of people in this room joined UW-Madison women's head volleyball coach Kelly Sheffield for what he called the Wisconsin Volleyball Summit. And, you know, we as the Badger region were invited to help, paint a picture for Coach Sheffield on the state of volleyball in our state, in the Badger region. We felt honored to be able to go there and help offer input about just issues that we're seeing in the state of Wisconsin, a lot of the positive things. And I just wanted to take 2 minutes to kind of go over some of the highlights here. And this is one of the other handouts that you guys got. One of the things that UW really wants to emphasize, and I'm sure this goes for every corner of the state of Wisconsin, is use your local Division III, Division II, or Division I school, whether it be UW-Madison, Marquette, Green Bay, Parkside, Whitewater, Oshkosh, Stevens Point, the list goes on. Use their programs to your advantage, whether it be men or women. Coach Sheffield, along with the assistant coaches and Colleen Baer, the new director of operations there, to emphasize, come to a practice, come see what we do. Okay, so that way, that sort of message that they're sending would filter down to the clubs and coaches that make up the state. They really want to emphasize, hey, we're here as a resource. They have open practices for club coaches, for club directors. All you have to do is email Colleen Baer with her email address in the upper left-hand corner there, and they're more than happy to arrange something. They also have, Madison's benefited from hosting a lot of NCAA regional matches. They have open practices so that when UW plays other big schools, come watch those practices leading up to the NCAA tournament. They are open. Last year when they hosted, they said they had one coach at NCAA pre-practice, pre-NCAA tournament practice. So that's it. So use that to your advantage. It is available. Just keep an eye and contact Colleen out there. One of the, and this is how Kelly ended the session, he has one request, just one, okay? Don't practice on the Thursday and Saturday of the NCAA tournament. Okay, so that's mid-December. I know we're all gearing up to, start our events in January for the most part, but if there was one pedestal that he got on at this event, okay, there's two semifinals that are nationally televised, normally on ESPN2 or something, where they're streamed, okay, where he'd like, to make sure that Wisconsin kids see what the semifinals of the NCAA tournament look like. And then he can reach out and say, hey, Club Director X, what did your kids think of this event? Well, in his attempt to do that, he flat out said, I couldn't get any feedback from coaches because they were all in the gym practicing. So really just be conscious of what else is going on in the world around you. We all like to think that the world revolves around our own individual volleyball clubs. All right, it doesn't. All right, think bigger picture, and I think that he'll be a much happier man because of it. Other issues that came up, how do we reach out to kids at a younger level? He offered some videos of training sessions. The links are in the document, and again, this will all be emailed out to everybody at the end. How do we reach out to middle schools? Certain areas of the state have better middle school programs than others. Look for other ways to get sponsorship and monies and various things like that. We talked about the burnout factor, not only when it comes to players, but when it comes to coaches. And his big, emphasis there is it might not be the player that's getting burned out, it's the coach causing the player to burn out. Okay, you look at some other sports or other hobbies, people don't get burned out. Okay? They're playing video games or they're doing other things till the wee hours of the morning till they're 50, 40, 60 years old, I don't know. Okay? It might be that relationship or that constant berating that a coach does that's burning these kids out. They just don't want to hear it. He asks every year at his older camps at UW, how many of you have actually stepped in a gym without a coach present? And he says that it's a very low number. Okay? It's very unfortunate that these young athletes don't know how to step into a gym, coach themselves, entertain themselves without a coach present. And he sees that as one of our biggest issues facing athletes, not only in Wisconsin, but he came from Dayton, okay, and other schools that he's coached at before. That's one of the biggest issues, that these kids aren't learning how to enjoy the game for the game. They feel like they have to be in the gym because coach told me, okay? And that's just a culture thing of our sport, all right? We don't have access in the Midwest for the most part to all these beautiful beaches where kids are gonna go play because it's the beach, okay? But I think we have to look for opportunities as a region, as club directors, for that chance to let them play, okay? Even without a coach present. Obviously, we also talked about, trying to get coaches back into the sport afterwards, because if you look at if a young athlete, a female, starts at age 10 and goes all the way up until her 22nd birthday when she's a senior in college and finished up, she's now done 13 years of structured volleyball. A lot of them say it's time to hang it up because 13 years is a lot. I want to move on with my life and do other things, but it's finding a way to get those, kids to come back to us, and that's just another hiccup we're all dealing with, around the entire state. Looking for better, and the last thing that he concluded on in the lower right-hand corner here is looking for ways to better our coaches and ask coaches to stop being scorekeepers, stop being downballers, and in our gyms when we're coaching, and always look for that opportunity to coach. I'm not going to speak for him. But I just want to be the messenger here. I know myself and Jim Momsen was there, Ruth was there, Ted was there. So there were a couple other people in the room that can probably back me up on most of the points of emphasis that were raised. I just wanted to relay Kelly's message, being the Big Ten school in the state. But I'm sure I can speak for the other D1s and D3s and the NAIAs and D2s in the state that say, come use us as a tool. They would love to hear from you because they're probably also recruiting their athletes. So use them as a tool, and yeah, pretty much. I'm back. Impact.